Hey everybody, Tom Festi here with you again as part of our NC Planning's Daily Counsel. Today is April 2nd, so we've made it through April 1st. Everybody's joking that it just seems like March is the longest month ever, but actually we are in April. And the good news about that is, you can look outside and see, the trees are actually coming in bloom, the pollen's decreasing, right? Hopefully with, warm weather, health, everything else, we'll also see kind of, other things improve. They may get a little worse before they improve, but overall, we'll grin and bear through it. And I think look at the positives that there will be an end to this. There is a timeline that hopefully we can all stick to, and hopefully we can help bring some of the resources that you need right now for you or your business to kind of make it through that expected timeline and get you out of this and get you back to health, whether it's individual health or business health, and kind of carry forward from there. So again, we'll jump right into it today. We'll start with Lauren. Lauren, what can you tell us that you're seeing really in dealing with clients right now? I think guardianships are becoming more of a pressing issue.
Yeah, and happy to chat a little bit. It is one of those things where we're noticing certain trends in our discussions, and guardianship is ticking up. So this is when someone does not have a healthcare power of attorney in place. So if you have your capacity, you can sign your own healthcare power of attorney and say, if I'm incapacitated, here's who I want to make my medical decisions. Guardianship is when someone does not have their capacity, cannot say, here's who I want to have make my medical decisions. But it's not like family's not going to want to step in and take care of their loved one. So guardianship is going to the court, petitioning the court to say, this person needs someone to help. They either can't make their medical decisions, can't make their financial decisions, or can't do either. And dear court, here's why I think I'm the best person to do that for my loved one. It is a process to go through. Of course, power of attorney is always preferred if someone has their capacity and can do that. But oftentimes planning has not been done, and an individual can get to a state where they can no longer effectively sign their own documents. So we're talking a lot proactively with individuals that are worried about their loved ones. Oftentimes it's a parent with dementia or a child with special needs that just cannot make their own decisions. So being proactive is the biggest thing I can stress here. You do not want to wait till you're in crisis mode to have to rush to court and go through a emergency proceeding there. You want to be able to lay out the foundational pieces because it is an involved process, and you want to be very sure that you are going to be the one that's appointed. So we're talking a lot with clients about that process. It's essentially a two-phase process of, is this person incapacitated? So of course the court does not take lightly taking away someone's liberty, having someone appointed to make decisions for someone else. So that's kind of the first hurdle is this person incapacitated? Most often, most of the individuals that we're talking to, it's not a huge hurdle to pass because they've got letters from physicians and all that good stuff that says, yes, mom or dad has advanced dementia, needs help with these items. Phase 2 of the process is often as well, it can get a little more complex. That is where it's determined who is best to be in that role as guardian for the ward. So if family's not in accord on this, if there's multiple players and siblings don't agree on who's best, that is where, again, the rubber meets the road, and you can basically need to prepare for a mini trial before the clerk on why you're the best person. So we're having a lot of discussions there, and it is, again, just being empowered by it and not, it's so easy to put this on the back burner. But with everything that's going on in the world, we are coming across a lot of clients that are fortunately recognizing that this needs to get done. If something happens to mom or dad, I need to be able to step in. I need to be able to talk to doctors. So being proactive and not waiting for that event to occur. Again, it's great to be able to help. Give us a call. We're happy to walk you through that process. Knowledge is power, and time is your friend with this process. So happy to sit down, via a video chat or have a call and walk through it together. No problem.
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. And I think especially right now, communications have broken down. You're not able to be there, visit with people, right, as much. And then even, with guardianship, the courts are operating, but on a very scaled, limited basis. So
Absolutely.
getting through a proceeding like that is very challenging. So perfect. Well, Mike, I'll turn it over to you. I know that it continues to be kind of an evolution on, CARE Act and otherwise. What can you kind of update us with of status of those things today?
Sure. Thanks, Tom. Thanks, Lauren. Good to be with everyone again. I think I wanted to provide a resource today that folks can go to take a look and read some of the overview that the Department of the Treasury is putting out. Because where we are right now is we expect the legislation, right, the academia of all of this, the mechanics to now shift to what is actually transpiring with the lenders, with the SBA. In other words, how do we go from legislation to getting businesses the money they need under the CARES Act with this Paycheck Protection Program? And so I'll direct you to the U.S. Treasury website. If you go to home.treasury.gov, that's going to be the landing page for the Department of Treasury. And you're going to go ahead and look on the landing page there for the red stripe at the top of the page that has a link for small businesses that are seeking direct relief. And if you click on that link, they give a nice rundown of assistance for small businesses. There is a top line kind of overview of the program that's a PDF that you can open up, you can print out. It talks about the Small Business Paycheck Protection Program. It talks about the forgiveness element, what you have to do with regard to, keeping employees on payroll or at least quickly rehiring them. And this is the question we've gotten a lot from business owners over the last week or so is we're in this period of time where we've seen a lot of layoff, we've seen a lot of furlough. Folks have been generally concerned of does that disqualify them from forgiveness under this loan that's coming down the pike? And the answer is we believe it does not disqualify you from forgiveness as long as you are rehiring 100% of the workforce that was laid off or separated from. But again, more details to come there. And the Treasury is giving some guidance, sort of top down to the lenders. The small business eligibility is discussed, and basically they put the number there at small businesses with 500 or fewer employees, including nonprofits, veterans organizations, tribal concerns, self-employed individuals, sole proprietorships, and independent contractors are all eligible. And as far as the deadline on when we expect applications to start trickling out or being taken, they're saying that for small businesses and sole proprietorships, April 3rd, tomorrow, Friday, is when you can start to apply if you are a small business, if you are a sole proprietor, Friday, April 3rd. If you're an independent contractor or if you are self-employed, beginning on April 10th, 2020, so a week later, that's going to be next Friday, April 10th, 2020, that's when you can start to apply as an independent contractor or a self-employed individual. And how you apply is by going through your local lender. I will tell you, generally speaking, what we are hearing from the banking community is that banks are overwhelmed with serving their own customers, folks that have already been business banked with their institutions, and that's who's going to get priority. That's who they have to address first. There, I think, is going to be a logjam at the front, and then hopefully some bandwidth that comes in behind, but only time will tell there. There's additional information if you're a borrower, again, with the Paycheck Protection Program that can talk to you a little bit about some of the terms we're likely to see and even give you a sample application of what the SBA is looking for. That's going to be useful for the information gathering you're going to need to do. You can do some reading there for yourself, or you can call NC Planning. We are available. Our staff is standing by. We are doing complimentary 30-minute consults to talk a little bit about the program, what's available. Look us up and feel free to reach out. We're here to help. But generally speaking, there is a sample SBA application where you can see the type of information. You're going to need payroll information for about the last year or so, along with some other things. And another item I wanted to touch on is what appears to be a little bit of a shift in terms that the Treasury is reporting. What the statute, the law contemplates is repayment on one of these loans over a 10-year period maximum with a maximum interest rate of 4%. And the Treasury looks to cram that down a little bit, and where we land, apparently how the actual lending is probably going to work is that the term is going to be repayable over 2 years with a 6-month deferment, and the interest rate instead of 4% looks to be at 0.5%. Now again, these are the Treasury guidelines. Your individual lender may vary, but this is what the Treasury is communicating to the public on their website. Again, the links are there in that web address that I provided. And I think we'll learn more tomorrow once applications start being taken through next week as those processes continue. So stay here, stay with us for latest updates. And if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a like, give us a subscribe, make any comments that you feel necessary. We love to see positive comments down in the YouTube comments. Again, we're all in this together. We're going to get through to the other side, and we're here to help. So I'll send it back to you, Tom.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. And yeah, my kids have explained to me that, you know, if we're really good on YouTube, we'd have like this medallion for 1 million followers or whatnot. And I said, well, you know, maybe not there yet, but give us a week or so and we'll get there. A couple more appearances by Captain Kerak, and maybe it'll push our views and likes up from that standpoint.
I heard about that guy. Somebody sent, I don't know.
Thanks, Mike, as always. I know, again, lots of consults, lots of help going on as we kind of prepare for what we do believe kind of the rush of applicants for, you know, submission tomorrow as the banks try to get all of their ducks in a row. Lauren, I know you and the estate team have been very busy in kind of dealing with just, you know, family issues, those items that do come up that have to be addressed, but definitely limitations, but we can kind of work through those. So thanks to you both, and we'll wrap it from there and we'll touch base with you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.